We would like to bring you an introduction on Oracle Cloud Infrastructure called OCI. How we took the decisions and how we came with this new platform is our second generation. If I probably ask, you already know Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, and I ask to raise your hands, very few people will raise, right? Wow. Yeah. Thanks. At least you were in the workshop yesterday. Yeah? Okay. My name is Guillermo. I belong to EMEA Cloud Pursuit team. We are in charge of giving support to our pre-sales around the region, and also we are like a bridge between the field, products, and engineers regarding our platform, certified in several fields, being long time out there deploying data centers, and since 2011, fully buried in cloud initiatives. Huh? Anything I might say here, it's a general direction, it's compliance and commitment, so they can kick me out of the company if I reveal something. Well, one of the things, main thing of why we come with our cloud infrastructure and why we decide to build a new generation there, you can find that we saw in other cloud providers that performance was quite variable. You can start running things, but if you try to scale and increase, it will float and it will get exponentially degradation in some of the things. We found limited capabilities for Oracle applications also. It's not a matter of licensing as people think from the past. We saw very high long-term cost service and hidden cost. When I talk about hidden cost, we usually find that, for example, one of the things is when you get the cloud, you want to connect back to your data center. You use, in our case, it's called Fast Connect. In other providers, it's Express Route, Direct Connect. You pay for the port, but in most all cloud providers, you pay also for the egress traffic, even for the number of VLANs you are putting inside the pipe to connect back to your data center. When your environment starts growing and you start needing more traffic, your billing will be much, much higher. That's one of the reasons we came. Also, proprietary services, depends in the cloud you land, you will be vendor locking. There are other services we've been discussing earlier about this topic, and there's a very limited understanding of enterprise and vertical industries. Oracle has been out there for the last 40 years, so we've been inside the data center. Mostly of the people think that my platform is just for Oracle database. You can run anything in this cloud. Another different topic, if it's the company you're running, it will support you in my cloud. Huh? But from a technical perspective, so we are so sure of what we have built right now that we came with the first enterprise SLAs. The thing is, you usually find service availability, but we've added how you manage the platform, but most important, how the platform performs. We put SLAs on network performance and disk EOPS. You will not find any cloud giving this kind of SLA so far. This is how it looks the picture right now. Out in the market, everybody gives you service availability, even though there's tiny letters that says that if you want to cover this SLA, you have to get your application in high availability to be able to commit with the SLAs. Same happens with Oracle in the availability. But we also manage how you get the service, how you access the console, and how you get the performance there. This is some of the things we have just to show a bit about performance, disk EOPS, network performance, and we give you back some credits or even money. You have there the link of our SLAs. And well, I think it's quite fun. Huh? This is how it looks, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure at a high level. We start from our physical data centers. We'll go over each layer in this session with our physical network, what we call off-box virtualization, that is the key of this platform, it's the key differentiator. You have then the typical compute, storage, network, database, edge services, and on top, we came with a government model that you have the ability in your cloud to define compartments. Think about like folders for projects, maybe for line of business. If you're an ISV, you can have compartments for each customer you are selling your services. And it keeps very, very well that part. I just pick up the service part of compute, storage, network, and show you what's behind. When we start creating this, the first thing is API first. Even though the guys that were yesterday in the workshop suffered the graphical user interface, because it was the last thing we took. Everything is API. And having the trick of our off-box virtualization that we will be talking later, we are able to give you true Baremetal servers. You can have virtual machines, container, ExaDatas, or practically any middle box, IDS, IPS, and you deploy everything with the same set of APIs. Huh? We do not do oversubscription. That is one of the keys when we talk about enterprise. People want to know about the performance. Also, you scale linearly. In IOPS, you can start from 60 up to 25 per host, and you know the price at each time, at each point of time. We're working with latest CPU, Skylake. You have NVMe, latest SSD technology, and we have these governance capabilities that will help you to deploy things. I will start with the regions and availabilities. When we start designing things, we design that every single region will have 3 availability domains. Every availability domain is a physical data center with their own power, cooling, connected in a radius of 40, 50 kilometers with DWDM lines, and it provides very, very low latencies. We even announce which kind of latencies you can expect within the data center, the availability domain, or between availability domains in a single region. And we put an SLA for that. Well, the map of the world, it doesn't show here very well. This is what we currently have on region. Sorry for that. It's too clear, the map world there. You see, OCI Classic is our first generation. We already had things there. But when we designed this in Europe, you will find that we have London and Frankfurt, and we just announced Switzerland and Amsterdam. We also invest heavily in Saudi Arabia, China, India. So we're putting a lot of efforts in the next couple of years. So let's take a look to what's behind the scenes, how we came with everything. I'll start with the physical network. Our physical network is based on a closed architecture, spin leaf. It's a flat network. The thing is that you have maximum 2 hops between 2 servers inside the data center in the availability domain. That gives you very, very low latencies. We publish 200 microseconds RTT, and we deploy 1 million ports per availability domain. And one of the key things is the network. We run the network at 25 gigs. We came now, it's suddenly we announced it a few weeks ago, what we call fault domains. Fault domains means that inside an availability domain, you can deploy your application in different hardware stacks that will ensure high availability within the availability domain. And also, you can spin up connectivity between each fault domain. None oversubscription. I'm going quite fast because the lottery took me some time, so we need to short things up. If you see here, one of the main things is all cloud providers charge you by virtual CPU. Oracle has the concept as OCPU, and every single OCPU is the equivalent of 2 virtual CPU. We do not share resources. The OCPU you get for your VM is dedicated for the VM. You don't have any network contention, any VM contention. When you get the virtual machine, takes one thread and the other one is waiting till you release that one. You will not find that here. It's dedicated, no compute resources sharing there. And also, you make the best of your money because you're getting double of what you get in other clouds. Off-box virtualization. We decided it was the first thing in the new infrastructure that was to take off the software-defined network out of the hypervisor. We put it directly in the physical network. We do it with intelligent cards there. So we run all our SDN there. This brings several benefits. First, it's a second layer of security. Now you need to break my physical network. If you compromise a hypervisor, you can compromise the whole VMs and the whole tenants running over there. It scales really, really well. We are seeing that we took this decision and all the cloud providers are doing similar things. The blue guys are coming with FPGAs. The orange guys are coming with their own custom ASICs. The multicolor, that is the Google, is having their Andromeda, that is a bypass of the hypervisor. So they say we came late, but when we see things, we were the first doing this kind of stuff. So, services. You have a bunch of services: compute, storage, database, containers. You can deploy your containers in infrastructure as a service. We have a PaaS service. It's called OKE, Oracle Kubernetes Container Engine. It's a managed service that you can deploy, and you pay only for your worker nodes. We put the master nodes, so you're saving on compute resources. You don't pay for that. We are in charge. And even though in your worker nodes, we give you the chance to upgrade to a next version, just clicking the button. We'll do the upgrade for you. On the networking side, you have VCNs, virtual cloud networks. We will be talking similar to VPC and other stuff you see out there in other providers. And where we're putting a lot of focus right now after building the platform is in the edge service. You can have a Ferrari, but if you don't have the right ecosystem around your platform, you will be doing nothing out there in the market. Huh? Also, we got a service called Ravelo. Ravelo is a company we bought 3 years ago. It's from the founders of KVM. And it's a way to bring your VMware workloads and KVM as is to the cloud. What I mean as is you keep the same network. You have multiple VLANs, VXLAN, whatever you want, with the same IP addressing scheme, same storage, everything the same. It runs in Amazon, it runs in Google, and it runs in OCI. And I will say, it runs better in my platform. And you will say, hey, that's the trick. The trick is the whole platform is mine. So when we put it in Amazon and Google, we have to treat a little bit the other platform. It's a not very friendly environment because we have our own hypervisor that we have to put it in another hypervisor. It's nested technology, right? So we have to simulate that it's a big VM for the hypervisor we're running, and for the VMs we put on top, they have to see me as a hypervisor. So it's really not well done from a performance perspective because you are nesting, and if you want to run, for example, VMware, it's a triple nested technology, so it will not. But if you come to OCI, you can run HVX, that is this hypervisor, directly on Baremetal. So you get 14 times better performance, so what we compare with other platforms. Huh? Then you have what we call cloud at customer, that is taking the cloud back to the data center and put it behind your firewalls. You can take a portion, it's a subscription model, so you just pay as you go for the services you're running, and all the engineering and all the stuff relies on our side. Huh? And then the data movement. We have these kind of connections, fast connect, that you need to move, but when you need to move terabytes and petabytes of information, we have a data transfer appliance, 150 terabytes for free, that we deliver to your data center. You plug the information, and you can schedule and track the whole journey of your information since you send it to the courier till we plug it in your environment and we connect all the stuff there. Bit of comparison about Baremetal. Huh? When I say Baremetal, you can have 36 of 52 cores. It's dedicated, it's full. You don't have noisy neighbors. You get the server, the network, you will be managing alone. If someone is running high-end workloads, you will not see it unless you run in the virtual machine, but it is common to everybody. This is a multi-tenant environment. When you get virtual machines, you run over hypervisor. We are using KVM. In our first generation, it was Shen. We decided to turn on to a better hypervisor, so now we're running KVM. The thing is that the VMs runs in the same hardware as Baremetal instances. Huh? So you have the same cloud optimized hardware, firmware, software stack, etc., etc. This is how it looks, our networking. We have the concept of virtual cloud networks, that is the SDN network virtualization. You can control it with security list. We have identity access management and an audit service. Audit service is something we have for free in the platform. Any call to an API in the platform will be registered. You cannot delete it. It's made for compliance and security. We'll be adding more services to this audit. Then you have the edge services with DIN, DNS, load balancing, email, WAF, DDoS, and also what we call Fast Connect to get via VPN, IPsec, or with this Fast Connect service. Huh? How looks VCN? VCN, you can see several elements here. You have your private network with different subnets you can define, your route tables, DHCP options. By default, we have our own resolvers in the cloud, but if you need to take back your DHCP in your data center, we give you up to 3 IPs that you can use to use your own DHCP. Huh? Firewall rules, security list, and then we have the communication gateways that maybe it sounds a bit weird having 4 different components. When you deploy a database in Oracle Cloud, it had a limitation that you need to deploy it in a public subnet. We came with the service gateway to allow customers to deploy it over private networks, because we are seeing that one of the use cases in the platform is to do an extension of your data center. I want to extend, but I don't want any of my application having access to the internet. I want to communicate everything with the fast connect back to your data center and keep things under control. So we came with this. We will be adding all autonomous services over private networks in the incoming months, and you will see a lot of things that we will be announcing next month in the open world. Usually when we're reaching this time of the year, we don't announce anything till the open world. So you will see in 1 month a lot of things I cannot disclose, but will be really, really nice. One of the key points, and it's very nice, any other cloud provider usually lets you 5 gigs of egress traffic on that side. We are allowing you 10 terabytes of network traffic to get out of my cloud. Huh? For small and medium business companies, this is enough. So you can remove the cost of the network from your billing. Huh? This is how it looks, the internet gateway with the provisioning bandwidth. You have your VCNs. Every VCN is split or is extended along the 3 availability domains, and then you can define subnets within each one. If I have several ones, I can peer them. It's always with security, even though when you deploy VM instances from our service catalog, all the Linux instances come with the firewall enabled. So you have the security access list, also what you have there, and you need the routing to check how you're going to flow traffic between VCNs. Huh? And the DRG is what we call the connection back by Fast Connect or VPN, everything running at 25 gigs. And this is how it looks, our load balancers capabilities also. It's one of the main things you have. We have 2 flavors. We have a public load balancer, but also we have a private one. So far, the original one is redundant. We always deploy it in availability domain 1 and 2, but it provides service to the 3 availability domains. It distributes the internet across and honors your security policies. You can distribute multiple protocols. You have SSL offloading. You just upload your bundle of certificates and it will take care of it. And this is how it looks. You can be surprised about the shapes we have. It's 100 megs, 4 and 8 gigs. There's a big jump between 400 and 8 gigs. We are trying to make it more granular, so we are fighting with our engineer teams. But you have these 2 options, public and private. The thing of the public is regional, so it covers the 3 availability domains, but the private one is specific to the AD. This will change in the next couple of months. Huh? We're going to announce extension of private subnets, so you will be able to put the private load balancer between availability domains also. So this is my platform, but I need edge services to work on this. One of the key points, and the main one, is DNS. Why DNS? Internet is just routing, BGP, and DNS. So most of the performance you will suffer in accessing the cloud comes from the edge. From the way you do the DNS lookup and how you get the time to read the first byte. Huh? Then 50, 70% maybe on the cloud infrastructure and how we process things and stuff like that. Huh? But we didn't have DNS on our side when we create the platform. So we went to the market, we did an analysis, and we took DIN. DIN was a very powerful company. And what we have done is we integrated all their edge POPs around the world into our cloud infrastructure. You have in our dashboard the DNS section that you can manage, create records. It has built-in DDoS capability. It's a true Anycast network there. It looks a bit of there. But one of the major things and the key thing is that we are able to provide not only primary, also secondary authoritative servers. If you already have your primary authoritative servers, you can use DIN as a secondary. That's something unique in the cloud market right now. Huh? More things there. Everything is integrated with the console, the command line, everything, etc. What makes it unique? Run it here. You have there several things, but what I would like to highlight is the geolocation. We are able to geolocate based on DNS. If you have infrastructure in South America, in Europe, all the people from LATAM, we can reroute them by DNS to the nearest region for their services there. Also, propagation time is less than 1 minute, and our endpoints are agnostic. We use traffic and intelligence artificial traffic for that, and it's highly resilient, all the infrastructure. And we are coming with something new, that is the DDoS and web application firewalls. This comes from ThenEdge. ThenEdge, I'm not sure if you already know this company out there. They were doing very, very nice things. So we're coming with this WAF and DDoS. It's not integrated right now in OCI, but they're cloud-based solutions. You can use them for on-prem, for your data center, as well for things you have in the cloud. So with a single product, you can manage both things. This is just an example of normal life and how operates traffic. Usually customers with legitimate traffic will go through our DIN POPs, and we just connect there. We have their sample flows to our scrubbing centers, but in case you have an attack on your network, we will be routing everything to our scrubbing centers. The web application firewall, there's traffic still going there that will eliminate further layer 7 incidents, but it's just made by modifying a TTL in the DNS change. We just reroute traffic and we get it back to you. The trick, machine learning. The thing here is what we do is we score any threat that we can have on that side, and it makes it easier for customers to just focus on the real and the highly risk. This is brand new from Magic Quadrant Gartner. They came in August, and they put Oracle as a visionary there. We think we're in the right path, and most of our services are gaining traction out there in the market. And things is, okay, I have infrastructure, I have edge services around, but this is an enterprise cloud. And the thing is the governance model. We cannot change the way you operate in your company, so we came with this compartment definition that you can have different groups, line of business, or whatever. All the resources you create are local to that compartment, so even you can, with the next feature that is tagging, you can tag by line of business or project, and you can schedule which resources has been used inside the company, by whom, by which department, and you can charge them accordingly, and not having just a single bill that you don't know what you're using there. This is the audit service. Its log events are done in JSON, so you can export to any of your analysis tool. You can access using API console or the software development kits, so it's quite easy to manage. And we have the EM. By default, we have Oracle Cloud Identity Cloud Service, but we understand that most of the people is using Microsoft Active Directory, so you can also integrate and federate with Microsoft. This is for free, the tagging, the audit service, the integrations. And we came and we enabled inside the platform something called Internet Intelligence, The thing is, you have two options here. One is to watch the performance of the market in Oracle for the last 3 months, 1 month, 7 days, or in a single day. I can choose one of the regions, in this case is Frankfurt, and I can see the latencies from any of my edge connections. So I can manage to see where I can deploy infrastructure. But I can see that performance for the last 3 months also. So we can manage and see. If you change and you put United States, you will see what are the latencies there. And then we have a troubleshooting IP tool that you have there. If you want to know where an IP comes from, or you have an attack, or you identify a suspicious IP, you just can track it. It will show you all the autonomous system where the IP is traveling through, and you can do an analysis on that side. It's a pretty cool. We also enable in Twitter. I know that in Poland Twitter is not very used, but this tool shows you what happens in the world with internet traffic and how it's associated to events that happened, like last week in Iraq. They cut internet, and when you start looking why, it was because of the exams in the university. trying to avoid people cheating. They just cut. I would say, well, I would put a proxy and don't allow people get out, but they cut directly. And we saw those graphs, so it's quite fun. So the thing is, so far, platform, edge services, some tools that helps you to manage, but how can I connect here? These are the 3 ways we are seeing, and mostly I could say 60% is extension of the intranet. You have 2 ways, IPsec or Fast Connect. IPsec, the only thing is typical tunnel you get there. We just support tunnel mode, not transport. We encapsulate, we encrypt the whole packet, and you have there asymmetric routing, because you can be speaking with one availability domain, but traffic can be coming from the 3rd availability domain. So you need to enable asymmetric routing in your firewalls, and you get it done. Currently, we support almost all the network vendors, Cisco, Palo Alto, Forti, Yamaha. You can find there. We have a very well-documented word page with all the documentation there. It's really, really good. And so far, it's really technical. I got surprised about that point. So more things about Fast Connect, an elastic way to connect. This is similar to what you see in other cloud providers. You have 2 modes. You co-locate in the data center. You have a cage there, and you connect directly to us. Or you do it through a provider. You can use Megaport, Interxion, Equinix. We are adding more and more that will take you there. Fast Connect really is the last mile. It's once you get into the data center where my cloud is, I will ensure 1 or 10 gigs, and I will provide SLAs there. The rest of the path relies on your network service provider. But how you connect here? It's totally different what we have the regions to what we call the Fast Connect POPs. We have 2 points of presence per region. Every POP has 2 Fast Connect routers, and they provide headends to each availability domain. So if you lose one, you will keep getting traffic on the other side. If you lose one router inside the POP, you still get there. We announce and we publish in our website the locations of all the data centers where we have the Fast Connect POPs. We will not reveal where our availability domains for security, but the Fast Connect routers are published, so you can use your preferred network service provider to connect to us. How compares with the rest of the clouds? This is the only comparison I will show in the slides. You see there, in Oracle, you just pay for the port. Whatever traffic you put inside, it's up to you. I will not charge anything. When you compare with other ones, you see there, even though in the past I didn't have the universal data plan and someone came, raise his hand in a conference and say, hey, Azure has this. Say, yeah, but you pay 2 times the port. So we decided to include it also to avoid that question anymore. But this is so far what you see out there in the market. A few weeks ago, VMware CEO came and said, future is multi-cloud. We've been pushing about multi-cloud for the last 1.5 years. We truly believe that the next 3-4 years will be interconnection of clouds. So far, we even have at least, for example, from the region I'm covering right now in Spain, Italy, we have 6 customers already running against different clouds in production. These are the guys we are using to provide that connectivity. We are not one of the guys doing that. We rely on other people because we don't want to take part in the ping-pong battles. Once you connect to another cloud, no, it's the fault of the other guy, it's my fault. So these guys have very, very well products. I'm going to show you, this is a real example of testing against the leader in the cloud, 2 milliseconds of latency. The thing is you need to be in the same region if you want to keep controlling low latencies there. Equinix had so far what they call performance hub. This means that you provide the virtual circuit between the clouds, but the routing between them relies in the customer. And in Equinix, you needed to take a physical router, plug it there, and you do the BGP configuration. They will be releasing something, it's a virtual router that will make life much, much easier. That's what has Megaport. Megaport has a virtual router, just a pop-up window, tell me your AS number, which prefix you want to advertise to the other cloud, and I will do the configuration for you. It's quite cheap. Depends on the region you want to connect. We can provide traceability and tracking of the prices there with the guys. And there's a French company called Intercloud. They come with something new that I like it. And let's see how they scale in the future. They connect you to your backbone. This is a real case we have in a customer. But they also offer in the edge of their backbone virtual firewalling and virtual load balancing. I think it's a very nice capability because I don't care how my traffic goes out. They will take care and they will route to one cloud or to another through their backbone. Huh? And the last one that we are using right now is Interxion. Interxion has direct connectivity to almost any cloud out there. So if you have infrastructure in any Interxion data center, they can use their Cloud Connect to link directly to us. Huh? You will use their internal backbone, similar to what Equinix does, but that's another option we have out there. Huh? So far, these are the key values of our platform. It's predictable performance. You know, because we don't share compute resources, you know your application, how they will run. It's scalable, and you've got dedicated resources. You have open set of APIs, and also it's the first enterprise SLA. Yeah? But so far, the next question we usually receive is, very nice, but how can I integrate all this with my systems? I'm already running things there. I'm running Jenkins for DevOps, agility, and stuff like that. This is what we provide, and this is what we are seeing in a lot of customers. People is creating their own brokers. They are not connecting only one cloud. They are connecting all the clouds, and basing the ULAs, licensing, agreements you have with other cloud providers, and also the performance. People is making their own algorithms to take decisions on where to deploy things out there. Huh? We are providing a set of tools. You have the RESTful APIs, do anything. You can orchestrate, build, provision, etc. We fully invest in Terraform. Terraform belongs to HashiCorp. It's turning into the standard tool for infrastructure as a code out there. All the cloud providers, VMware, OpenStack, they are all having their own providers in Terraform. Huh? But not only that, we understood that there's people that doesn't know about Terraform, but they come from Puppet, Chef, Ansible. So we release the Ansible modules that allows you also to deploy. I come from the network side, and we usually use Ansible once the infrastructure is built to do all the configuration inside the VMs and the instances. However, here you can deploy it. And we came with software-defined kits. We had in Python, Go, Ruby. We have a command line that you can install, and we give you also a plugin in Chef, a knife plugin that will help you to deploy infrastructure. Huh? So far, so good. A lot of options. Huh? So recently, we announced what we call Jumpstart. This is somehow a special marketplace where other companies are packaging their applications to run it in our cloud. It's out of the box. You just do the installation. You have everything up and running. Huh? We are working with big companies to make this ad hoc, to customize banking applications for specific customers so they can run this in a private way. Huh? You can try it. It's for free, getting all this sandbox and run it in your cloud. Huh? But what can we do for you so far on this side? Huh? Our teams can provide those infrastructure as a code libraries, can help you to customize your applications. And if you do this with all the clouds, your job is done. Huh? You just need to put your broker, get the libraries for everybody, all the modules. And the thing that you will spend time is creating your service catalog. The way you deploy things in your company, you will have to define all the VM shapes you want for Oracle, all the VM shapes you want for other. Even you can deploy modules for load balancers, etc., etc. This is what we have, but also the community. You have the storage review. I hate putting analysis from private companies. I will not mention them, but mostly of you know which are we talking about. I rely more on agnostic people. They did a testing about comparing a data center infrastructure with fiber channel brocade switches and stuff like that, how it compared with the storage and our performance there. Huh? It was the first time they gave a prize to a cloud provider because of the storage performance. It just blew up all the results they have. There's the link. It's very extensive. You will see all the graphs and all the tests of what they did there and how it compares the price with a $250,000 environment with what you can get there. Huh? And so far, just ending the session, to be quite fast there. This second generation, you can see there, off-box virtualization. This is I should have updated because I put autonomous data warehouse, but we have also autonomous transactional processing, and we are going to announce a lot of autonomous PaaS services. We want to make your life easier. And that means that you just focus on the service you're providing and new business models. All the underlying thing will take care of securing, patching, etc., etc. It's a performance network, 25 gigs, latest CPUs. You have NVIDIA. We started with Tesla. We upgrade the whole environment to Volta, so you can run latest NVIDIA GPUs, top performance on EOPS, and it's no oversubscription, neither on CPU, neither on the network. What you get is what you see is what you get. From an edge point of view, you have DIN and Zen Edge. We think it's a very cool combination for our edge services, and mostly important, the SLAs, availability, manageability, and most important, performance. That is what real enterprise companies are looking for. So up to here, quite fast, right? Questions? Curious about something? Anything?
I'll just ask about China, because as you know, typically the cloud providers, they just like work with local Chinese companies like 21.
Yeah.
So it's the same with Oracle, or it's really...
Yeah, it's similar to what we did in Japan with Tabayashi. So it's locally because of the regulations of the Chinese company. It will not allow you to get traffic out unless it's like an isolated cloud. It's the same for everybody. China is a particular case, but we are building there our data centers now. So you will see the region quite soon.
For cloud with the customer, is it like a viable option? From our perspective, it's something...
In China, you mean?
Customer.
Yeah. Well, cloud at customer can be taken as a path to start learning about cloud. I don't feel comfortable putting my data up in the cloud. I'm a government agency or something similar. It's a good starting point. You put it behind your firewall. I will come and will say, just give me footprint for 3 to 5 racks. We'll place it there. We connect 10 gigs to your switches. Which VLANs you want to have there. There's a VPN appliance that it connects back to Oracle. That is for our management people. They can control, but we have the option to have that disconnected. If you say, no, guys, I want your people in my data center sitting in the room, we just don't put the VPN appliance, and you will have a team dedicated there. We're also releasing government data centers in the United States. In Canada, it's coming also another region for that, because we understand that it's not the same requirements that you can find from a government than from another company. It's totally different. Thanks for that. Yeah. Yeah, it's encrypted. All the data you put there. Also, one of the questions we receive is, can you share me the keys? And we say, no, the keys is Oracle. Anything you put there is encrypted. We recommend you to do the encryption on your side, so you have your rotating keys. But the ones we have, we will be rotating on our own, but we do not share. And everything replicated is encrypted also. When you define, for example, the block volumes and all the storage, you have also a capability that you just choose what kind of backup policy you want, bronze, silver, gold, and it will come with a specific RPO, RTO, and stuff like that. So you just choose and you get it. And encryption, you can also configure just clicking if you want chat credentials when someone accesses. We have a storage system called File Storage Service. It's a way to have a file system that is shared by multiple compute instances. It's like having a NAS out there in the cloud. So we have some cool features. Also, that you mentioned now, we're talking about the storage. We bring a capability that comes from system administrator, that is the ability to clone disks. You are able in Oracle Cloud to group your whole environment and clone those disks there. That gives you a chance. If you're a development, I need 10 development environments, I just clone those disks, I bring it up in other instances, and I have similar environments with different IPs, of course, but you can have the same information in other places. If you want to have the same information, same IPs, we recommend Ravelo. Ravelo has a capability of doing a blueprint. If the application is 20 servers, 3 database, I will do a snapshot of the whole application, and you will be able to spin it up, and same IP, same stuff. So you can have people that works in the front end, in the middleware backend, working in parallel, and once they finish doing their updates, you just pick what has been updated, put it in another blueprint, and you have the whole application up and running. No? There's one thing. When you come to Ravelo, for example, from VMware, you don't pay licenses there. Huh? But if you take the disk out, be sure to have the licenses for your data center because VMware will ask for that. Huh? More things there. There's any vExpert here other than my friend? Conrad. Okay. You know that Ravelo, we have 1,000 hours per month for free for the vExpert community?
Yeah, we have quite a massive lab.
Really?
We have a lab. I don't have time to use it.
Okay, okay. But it's something we put out there for the community. We're trying to do the same one for another vendor in the working space. But you can use there. If you want to test, people usually do it to try products from VMware, but it's running on nested technology, so a quite nice environment. Huh? More things out there. Huh? I'm start to waking up. I started a bit like I was going to sleep. Huh? Spanish siesta. But come on, guys.
What about, maybe I haven't seen that, what about the databases? Do you also have some NoSQL?
I was trying to avoid database because everybody knows me about database. You have rack, ExaData, and stuff like that. MySQL, we usually allow people or suggest, if you're in non-production environment, go with MySQL. Even you can go to production with the same database. It's a PaaS service. We have MySQL on PaaS. And if you need to scale really, really big, you need to go with Oracle. Huh? We've seen that it performs really, really, really well. By MySQL, you have the service as a PaaS service right now.
What about the function as a service? Do you have anything?
Yeah. No, we have it, and it's open source to the community. It's similar to OpenFast from VMware. It's called FNS service, and it's a serverless, it's a function. Huh? You have it there, open for everybody. Huh? Timeout? Really? I thought I was doing this in 20 minutes. Huh? Okay, sorry for that. We can speak about FN, and I can give you some links. It's a bit hardy on my side because I'm working with OpenFast also. So it's like, you put the wolf in the sheep, we put in there. Also, we have the fence on the other side. But I think there are two solutions that will be heating up in the market soon. Huh? Well, OpenFast has been integrated in VMware Incubator. So you can see it there. Alex Ellis is the guy managing the whole solution. On our side, we came and we say, let's put it there. We've put a lot of stuff that people doesn't know open source because we truly believe that it's the only way to really evolve all the cloud and all the platform. Huh? More things there, guys. Yeah? Well, thanks very much. Huh?